welcome to the Kickback Podcast, episode such and such. I don't know. I just know we're in season 4. That's all I know. I am Jarard J, R&B superstar, 2-time Grammy nominee, and now official first 3 album platinum having ass Cases here. What up, boy?
Hi.
Wow, I hate you when you do that.
Nigga just hit on that shit. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's fucked up.
Hey, man, listen. Big bro, I'm excited about who we got here today, man. Because
who, Michael? Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah, because I feel like we about to get some good information today.
Not too good, though.
And we are celebrating hip-hop's 50th birthday. It doesn't get more fitting than having this gentleman here with us today. Case, why don't you do the right Case intro for these people to see who we got here today. This is going to be good today. I'm telling you that now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here today, we need a new drummer.
Yeah, that was
we have here today. You gonna let me finish?
Oh, you can put some on that. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Nah, that's what she said.
All right.
Today we have manager extraordinaire, veteran in the industry. I've been in 26 years. That means he been in like 40. He used to march with Dr. King. But this man is responsible for a lot of people's careers, a lot of people's success.
Yeah.
Outkast.
Yeah.
Donnell Jones. Who am I forgetting? Macy Gray.
See, I didn't even know that one. Damn. Okay.
It just goes on and on. I also consider him a brother.
Yeah.
We seen some things.
I'll help you out there.
Oh, he pulled. Pulled his. Oh, snap! Excuse me. That's player right there. That's player. Look how he's sitting too. Like, yeah, read that.
Outkast, Monica, Faith Evans, SWV,
God, dog.
Donnell Jones, Fushnikins, Nonchalant, Raphael Sadiq, Life Jennings.
What?
Case. That's me. Donnell Jones twice, so he did a lot of shit for Donnell. Eric Benet, Big Sean, Cody Simpson, CeeLo Green, Casey and JoJo, Nas, Jagged Edge, Nick Cannon, Macy Gray, Youngbloods, Nicole Ray. I love Nicole. That's my girl right
she's
there.
Dope.
Major, Molly Music, Genuine, TGT, Trina, Shanice, Keith Murray. We'll talk about that. Young Buck, Sunshine Anderson, Ro James, Manny Rose, Gina Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Blue Williams.
Yo.
Thank you.
Welcome, man.
Don't pass me no list that long
I'm just saying,
again.
let me help you out there.
Bro, that list is absolutely incredible. I didn't know most of them names. I knew maybe 4 or 5 of them. And I've known you for a minute too. Like I met you, I think, through him back in Tiffany. I met you back through Tiffany Johnson back in Phoenix.
Tiffany J.
And
Shout out Tiffany J.
Yeah,
what's up with Tiff?
Got married.
She just got married, man.
Oh, she just got married?
She just got married.
A couple years ago.
Nah, they just got married a couple weeks ago. I ain't
Yeah.
get invited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I ain't seen Tiff in forever.
Yeah,
That's my
man.
girl.
She just got married. Shout out to Tiff.
Shit, I know Leonard since the Rude Boys.
Damn.
That's when I met Leonard.
He's in the Rude Boys?
No, he used to be the Rude Boys road manager. He was just getting started
okay.
back then too, and he's the Rude Boys road manager. That's how we first met.
Oh, I met him. I didn't realize that's who he was.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, just an absolutely incredible track record, man. Like when you we talk about industry stuff all the time. We talk about having conversations from the inside that people get to be privy to and get this good information. And the list alone is going to tell you that you have some phenomenal stories up under your belt.
He also has, if I may say so myself,
What?
Out of everybody in the music, well, to me, the manager job is the hardest to me.
That's a good point.
Not when dealing with me, but other artists. I've seen it.
Yeah. You seen
It's like Phil Jackson. Like
You
you got to
gotta
manage
babysit,
this nigga's ego.
It's a thankless job most of the time.
Okay.
Case is one of the few artists
you.
that thank you, you're welcome. Case is one of the few artists that acknowledges the work that management does, but by nature, management is a thankless job, and you are the first person they blame. You're the last person they thank.
Damn.
You compete with everyone coming for your neck. When label messes up, they claim management. We told management. It's like manager's the easiest person to blame for everything.
Right. The fall guy.
And then in terms of other managers, it has such a low entry point. People make people their managers just because that nigga was standing on the corner with them when they were selling crack together.
Yeah.
And
He knows nothing about the business. But
Right.
That's my man.
That's my man. So I put my mans in. So it's such a low bar of entry to call yourself a manager, to become a manager, that it's a job that just is kind of, it's like the garbage man.
Mm-hmm.
We don't appreciate the garbage men in our cities and in the world, but
Right.
but they're gonna strike. We appreciate how much that garbage and that shit piles up.
Yeah.
I appreciate them niggas anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just saying it's one of those jobs that people don't appreciate, but is necessary.
Manager's like an offensive lineman. Nobody notices you till you fuck up.
Yeah, right. Until you get sacked.
Flag,
You know what I'm saying?
flag comes
Yeah.
out. You get used to it. But it's a job that, like being an offensive lineman, the little things that you do are where you get your joy from it. It's like pancaking a defensive lineman for them. It's like getting an artist their deal, or the first time an artist sells out a venue, or them getting an award. Those are your little management pieces that can make the job worth it.
Out of the clients that you've been with over the course of the progression, who was the one that surprised you the most with their rise while you were dealing with them?
You know what? I don't know. I'm very rarely surprised.
Okay.
I think I look at artists and see a lot of potential in them.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna think but even Big Sean, when I started working with Big Sean, he had just gotten Kanye to sign him. L.A. Reid tried to drop him a couple of times because he didn't see it. The album was coming together kind of oddly. But the whole time I was like, I knew that I could tell he deserved to be on the level with the Drakes and artists that came out as his contemporaries, that he was right there with them. And was
the Sean's dope, man.
But
dope.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm surprised by much with the artists I've worked with. Honestly, I think I've been extremely blessed.
Yeah.
But I know you do get surprised because I do with the records sometimes.
The records have surprised.
Because I remember when I first met you. When I first met Blue, let me tell you, we was in LA, and we were driving from somewhere, and the people that were driving the car knew him, so he jumped in. So we in the back. He's like, "So I want to play y'all this new Outkast record." He's like, "I don't get it, but this is the single, and they told me I got to make it work." So he's like, "All right, cool, play it." So he plays "Bombs Over Baghdad."
Wow.
He was like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do with this." I liked it, but it's the difference between liking it and knowing what to do with it.
Yeah.
He was like, "I don't get it, but I got to figure out a way to make it work." I was like, "Well, good luck with that."
Yeah, but then they performed it.
Is that what
we shot the video? We shot the video, and I could see the energy at the video shoot, and then they performed it, and the performance was like, oh, okay, like. Yeah, they're progressive in their whole train of thought. The label didn't want us to do that. Like the funny part was that the guys wanted Bombs Over Baghdad to be first, but we messed up because we let the label hear Miss Jackson. And once the label heard Miss Jackson, labels, they was like, "Give me that. All we want is that."
Dude, my first single, I got signed off of "Don't Be Afraid" that Faith Evans wrote. So for a year and a half, that was the single, that was the record. Well, about 3 months before it was supposed to come out, they heard "Touch Me, Tease Me."
I did not know that. That was the case.
End of that. And we was like, "Yo, don't let him hear it." If somebody let him. He's like, "No, I'm gonna let him hear it." Okay, you're an idiot.
And you wanted it to be your second single. Is that what you're saying?
No, they did too. Russell was,
yeah.
"Yo, don't be afraid." That's all he was talking about for a year and a half. And it was like, "Yo, this is the greatest shit ever." What's that? And then it was like, "Fuck that other shit."
Couldn't
like
get
that,
the attention
yeah.
back.
And once that happened, it's over.
Yeah,
You're not stopping that. The whole building be against you.
But that's kind of how it works, though. Sometimes, right? Like you have that organic feel, and everybody thinks they're a professional in the room, and everybody thinks they know what's gonna work. And me being a radio, this is an interesting conversation because me being a radio, like I've had these conversations with people and be like, "Yo, what's the single?" And they'll want it to be this record, and I'm like, "No, that's not it. That's the radio record right there." No, it's not. Next thing you know, it's a rotation in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that feel and that vibe that you get from some records. And I think with Outkast, I think the thing with them was they were so undeniable because they were so different, but they were so talented, and they had two totally different ways of attacking the microphone that when they came together, it made like this mass fusion of like perfection. And it was something that the industry didn't have but needed, but didn't know that it needed. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the best shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Boy. Today's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Okay.
Aquarius side.
Sir Lucius Leadfoot.
Yes, indeed. Every Outkast project came with a first single that didn't sound like the last.
Yeah.
It was a...
Or anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly...
That shit didn't sound like anything else.
Nothing else, yeah.
Definitely didn't sound like... It wasn't like you heard the first single, you was like, oh, it sounds like the last project. It was always different. So each first single was a fight. It was a fight. If you think back to radio where it was at the time, it was a fight to try and get
I heard
Elevators
was a fight. Yeah.
Elevators was a complete fight. The tempo was too slow.
And it was empty.
It was a lot of compared to stuff that was at the time. Rosa Parks what's this banjo shit? No
Nigga,
one got the banjo and all that.
When
the
I heard
harmonica.
Rosa Parks, I was like, that's the greatest shit ever.
Yeah, me too.
First time I heard that record.
Not the label. First of all, you got to remember, we're signed to LaFace. I always tell people, Outkast being out is different from Tribe because they were on Jive.
Right.
It's different from Wu on Loud. It's different from Jay.
Because LaFace is used to this is the damn. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a
LaFace is
good
an
point.
R&B label.
Yeah.
Tony Braxton.
And a
Yeah.
pop label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and so the hip hop side, it's not the historically what the label is doing. The reason it worked is because LA gave the breadth to try and make it work. So he let us take chances, and when they worked, he gave us a little more rope. And you know, enough rope, niggas thought they were cowboys. So we started just wilding out and getting stuff done. But by nature, the labels, they didn't want Elevators, they didn't want Rosa Parks, Bombs Over Baghdad. Just every single was a whole challenge. Now everybody wanted Hey Ya. There's no doubt about it.
They wanted that
record. That record I never got.
Hey Ya, and I like the way to move, boy.
I like the way you move. But nothing was
wanted
better.
Hey Ya.
Rosa Parks, nigga, that's still my shit.
Yeah, I love that. I love Bombs Over Baghdad. Like,
Yeah, I love all them shits, but the first time I heard Rosa Parks, I was like, oh, this shit is out of here.
yeah, man, it's just amazing. It's hard to think about how the conversations went at that time between the brothers and you and the label. Like, how does that happen when, like
It's
you
fun.
said, yeah, I mean, but that's
Tell me how much fun it is.
yeah, right. Because I mean, being the manager of a influence like that, before you know it's gonna be an influence like that. Because now hindsight, look, we see it now. We know what they were. But at that time, that had to be a little difficult too, because you had to convince everybody. You know what I mean, about how that was gonna be and what the vision was gonna be before they saw the vision.
And you had to figure it out yourself, so
Yeah.
you sound like you. Even if you don't
I had
understand,
to get the vision.
Yeah.
Then I had to translate the vision.
Yeah, your
I had
job
to
is
fight
fun.
for the vision.
Your job is fun.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's in the moment it was happening. That was just what the job was though, because I watched Shakim. Shout out Shakim Compare. Flavor Unit gave me my first job as a manager. Managed Latifah, still Naughty by Nature, everybody. But I watched Shakim. I watched Chris Lighty with Tribe. I watched them have to go into labels and fight for stuff for them, and their records were regular records like Hip Hop Parade and stuff like that. They had to fight for everything.
Damn. Yeah.
So the fight part to me just came with being a manager. You fight for your clients to
Yeah.
get them the best opportunities. Dre and Big had just a sense that is amazing, that they always knew where to pivot, and the fans let them so much, because that's why a lot of people get stuck, because when the opportunity to grow, they don't grow, and then they're stuck in the box.
Yeah.
And now they're spending most of their time trying to maneuver in that box. But when you make a left and then a right and then go down and then go up and then loop around
And then spin around twice.
twice,
Yeah.
and your fans let you,
Yeah.
and you actually find more fans,
Right.
it gives you a certain power and ability to talk your shit when you go in the room.
Yeah. It gives you a different level of confidence.
It gives you, and also, and once you deliver a couple of times, like by the time we got to Stankonia,
Yeah.
you know, I was talking my shit, like,
Right.
and I like, you see what this is, y'all feel it, y'all see the buzz coming, y'all seeing it. So by the time we got there,
Niggas standing on tables and shit.
yeah, I'm just doing whatever the hell
But
I
as an artist, you know what I noticed? The more that people accept you for what you're doing, the more you become that. Because
can
you,
influence you. Yeah.
yeah, because now you like, oh, you might be a little timid to step out there, but once people embrace it, you like, oh, and then you go all the way and you become it more.
The thing with you too, and it's funny you said that, because and Blue can talk about this too. The thing with you is when you were coming out, I think that the vibe that the audience would get is that they didn't necessarily know how to market you, because you were
Because Def Jam was a hip hop label.
right, and you but
Exactly.
you were an R&B dude with a lot of hip hop flair and a lot of street flair, and at the time it was like that. Where was the place for that? And so how did that work out in terms of them finally figuring out what to do with Case? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, you should have had me for that. I'd have fixed that early on.
But you see what I'm talking
But it
about?
was- yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know him then.
You see, you messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, I met Blue. Remember that R. Kelly thing? Where it was like, we are
thought
the
we
world
weren't gonna
type of
talk
thing?
about that.
At the Hit Factory.
No, I know you're talking about
That was the first, yeah.
But that, you know, talk about that, because that's,
I mean, it's gonna be a fight, and like I said, when you don't have the right representation, it's gonna be more of a fight. For instance, at the Touch Me Tease Me video, I had gotten specially made. I was like, yo, I want leather army suits made. So I had a red one made. So I was gonna wear the Jerry Rice jersey that I wore, and then for the second look, I was gonna have the red leather army suit. Well, Brett Ratner had a fit.
Why? You like?
No, I don't like it. I don't want it. We should keep it grimy. To the point where he calls Russell. Now, you know, Russell is the busiest motherfucker. This nigga Russell stopped what he was doing and came to the video shoot. He's like, no, we can't do this. You're gonna look like fucking Eddie Murphy. I'm like, dog, it's gonna be, and that was the first thing we shouldn't have bent on, because they kept me in that box of a rapper. That would have kind of separated a little bit.
You.
Yo, Brett called Russell stopped what he was doing and came down there. I was like, no, you can't wear this shit. You look like Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
It was a red leather suit.
Oh, like the Eddie Murphy Raw.
And it's Russell
Yeah.
Simmons. No, Delirious.
Delirious, yeah.
But we should.
And that's Russell's reference point. But.
Yeah,
Okay.
for everything. But that was one of the first fights that I wish I had stuck to my guns.
Yeah, once you
I
start,
didn't really have no guns.
change. Yeah, I mean, once you start, you got to earn. Artists have to earn that trust. Unfortunately, sometimes.
And that was my first single. Yeah.
That was his first single, and you're there in the room, and the label's telling you to do it this way, and you so. And again, if you got your boy managing you, so he ain't really had these fights yet.
Yeah.
So you try not to rock the boat too much. So sometimes you give into the label's request. You realize over time, most of the time they're wrong. So you flip the switch and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna ride with my artist.
And the
My artist
worst part
wants
is when they come back later and be like, you know what, we should have listened to you. After the third time of that, you be ready to fight.
Well, I can see that.
Like, from now on, don't even say it.
I can see
Stick to
that.
your guns
I
and
can
tell
see
me you
that.
was right.
Because, you know, the fans in the industry itself are so unforgiving. Like, you ain't got many mistakes to make before you out of there. You know what I mean?
No.
So,
Yeah, we don't, not black people.
I
That's
think
what I'm saying.
I think it's different now than it was back like in the 90s though, because in the 90s your label could stick with you. Even if you caught a break, they'll put another record into you and kind of give you another look at it. And then you kind of, it's that third time they usually was like, all right, we tried.
Yeah.
It's you. It's not us. It's you.
Yeah.
That's when they start that shit.
It's obviously not working.
Yeah.
And, but now people's attention spans are so short.
Yep.
There's so much music out there that if you catch that brick and you don't like, you can't. It might be hard to catch that attention again, or you can't. You're not gonna be able to get yourself back on that loop of being relevant.
You just got ADD.
Yeah, because nobody's paying attention more than a minute and a half. So I think that's a little harder now, and I think the labels do less. I don't think the labels do shit now.
They want all the fucking money.
All the money, want all the money, want all the advantages, but they don't do shit now. Like, they jump on trends.
They don't really have relevance
They don't
anymore.
even work.
I mean, they don't.
How many views you got?
They don't dictate radio. They don't do none of that no more. Like, it's, you know, you can go straight to radio without a label now. It's no big deal. I mean,
It's a shell of what it is.
Yeah.
They know it's coming, but instead of like trying to correct some of the simple mistakes, they just keep chasing the same thing. Well, TikTok is the answer now, so we're gonna chase TikTok.
Yeah.
As opposed to going back to, we haven't been doing a good job of making stars. We've been hypercharging devaluing the music because it was making us money as we devalued it, but in that we're not making stars. We're just kind of throwing songs up that are attached to whatever skin it is at this particular moment.
And see what sticks, yeah.
Yeah, see what sticks, and we're not generating stars. Like, we got a lot of artists out, we got a lot of people with records out, but like, who's today's Chris Brown?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you're looking for, even, where's today's Public Enemy?
Right.
Like, certain gaps in the industry. Where's today's Boyz II Men, NSYNCs?
Yeah.
Like, these are staples. Like, the music industry has been thriving for all this time because of boy bands, girl bands, and teen heartthrobs.
Mm-hmm.
And you were literally in a time in the music industry where you have none of those.
Everybody's a killer.
Everybody is either we're on one side of the table, black and killing each other and being toxic as hell and just fucking our community up, or the other side is poppy, dancey, sounding like us with the rhythms, just painting a happy world and all that other stuff. it's a weird space to me.
Like Public Enemy, who stole the soul?
Yeah,
there's no soul in this shit no more.
Because nobody wants to be. I say this all the time. The problem is that no one wants to be the best anymore. Even as a country, we don't want to be like.
Niggas want money.
Used to, huh?
Niggas want money.
Niggas want money, but they want fame. The
Right, but not to be the best. It's never to be the best. It's
when you came in the game, you knew who Charlie was, you knew Casey, you knew everybody, and you knew that you wanted to be able to stand on that stage and compete.
You want to see
and
at
be
that
better.
table. Yeah, you want to see at that table.
When Outkast came in the game, they wanted to be. Das Effects was their favorite band, and he's doing that. We used to come into this game wanting to be the best.
Niggas actually get on the radio and be like, "Yo, I don't rap. I'm not rapping to that beat."
Yeah,
like,
man. Yeah.
Like it's like a badge. Like I don't not.
No, it's
really you proud of that?
Because now we're reaching for the lowest common denominator. Now it's, that he can do it. Oh, I can do it. I just got to get whatever equipment he had or whatever. Like
Yep.
I can just copy it. We no longer even respect the craft of these talented people because everybody thinks they're talented.
Because it went from an art to a hustle.
And that's the hustle. Is I want to be famous. When I sit with some of these artists these days, I'm turned off because they don't want to be great. They just want to be famous. And from a manager standpoint, it's impossible to manage being famous because it's so out of our control. You're judging your fame, honestly, off of your social media feelings and how the fans and people are making you feel when they're like the accolades that you can get by posting something.
Yeah.
That's your fame right there.
Yeah.
So, and that's the high you get that artists like Case and all the other artists used to get by getting on that stage and getting it live.
Yep.
If you don't, you can get it now because 4 million people jump on your dick because you posted something. The results are different.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
And the quality's different.
And now
because of
you
that.
got a generation that's grown up with 1 minute trains of thought and thinking because of American Idol, because of X Factor, because of The Voice, because of all these shows, I can get it that easy. It's supposed to happen quick. Like I see it on TV happening all the time.
Paid.
No dues, no hustle, no grind.
No dedication to the craft.
I don't write because I'm expecting somebody to get the writer to come in and write with me.
I don't want to learn how to sing because we could just use the machine.
The machine will fix up the singing.
Yeah.
Like it's just a trick bag these days. That is just a really weird time to me for the music industry as a whole.
I think we all agree on that because we talk about that all the time. You know?
I should have been a boxer.
No,
See?
you know how to
Work with blind kids, lepers.
Yeah, you get mad. You get mad too easy.
Too mad?
Yeah, you get mad.
It's a boxer.
Yeah.
I was talking about for the kids. The boxing, I can see that.
Nah, he don't have.
Yeah, you get mad.
He don't have to compose.
You
He can't stay composed.
Yeah.
Why
I don't need to stay composed.
See, that's not boxing.
Why did they cast Michael B. Jordan instead of you? Like I could see you being Creed, huh?
You know why? I'm gonna tell you what it was.
This is about to be good. Go ahead.
No, it's a mustache bias thing.
That's
Like my shit don't really grow thick.
because it don't connect.
Nah, it connects, but it's not thick enough, and they
That
be
right
like,
side look like I don't know if it's connected on the right
that's because
side.
I was drunk when I shaved it.
Oh, okay.
But
All right,
it's there. It's there. I got pictures.
Okay.
But it's the mustache thing, and it's okay. It's all right.
That's what it is.
That's what I feel like.
I mean, listen.
There was an internal email.
Oh, okay.
We should protest Creed 3.
I can't wait to see
Yeah, I
that.
could have been Mickey's illegitimate son. I'd be like, Creed, you gotta find him. They'd be
Sue
like,
said
"No."
that's what's up.
They'd be like, yo, Mickey had a black son? Mickey
Sue
was in
said
the
that's
streets.
what's up.
Mickey was in the streets.
He's in them streets.
As we he's stupid. Now there's being in management also, like now you got to handle as the artist develops and becomes more popular. There's other things that they start doing. You know, they start
Drugs.
that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that.
Never
But
mind,
they start trying to dip into different stuff. You know,
Chicks?
acting.
Oh,
that-
never mind.
They might do different. You know, they might act. They might do stuff like that. So talking about Outkast, there's something that they did that I always will love, and that's Idlewild. And I remember talking
And by
about
they, you mean me, because I produced it, and them, right?
yes.
Okay,
but
just a second.
no. What I mean is like the audience, right? So like when I first saw it, the thing that I remember people talking about the most was, damn, this is different as hell. Like people were not ready
I like
for
period pieces
for that.
anyway.
People weren't ready
I
for that.
always loved
You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from what the movie is about and the setting and all that. People weren't ready for that. How did that come about? Like how did you think to do that?
Man,
especially at that time.
He got the idea from me. Well, I'll let you tell it.
Yeah. So Case suggested.
No, he didn't. No, that's
Yeah.
not. That's
No, a
not
lot of
lie.
people say it.
They say.
A lot of people say it.
They say.
They say.
Well, a
that
lot of people
Case
say it.
Suggested. So before we did Idlewild, we were trying to get Dre to finish the Love Below Speaker Box project. But Dre started drifting off into trying to want to do his own movies or some other. Like he was starting to drift off from getting the project done, and it kind of came like this opportunity came because Dre had written a script with this idiot Brian Barber, and
Wait, Dre wrote a script?
yeah, they wrote
Okay.
like a little. So at the time, I was working with this company in LA, and we kind of had worked out a deal with HBO that we were going to give 5 hip hop video producers $1 million each for them to go shoot a movie.
Oh wow, okay.
The idea was we'll get a bunch of treatments in. I think Paul Walker, like all these these big
Little
time,
X.
yeah,
Yeah.
all them hype and time, all them would submit, and then we gonna figure out. And the company I was with, we were gonna shoot these. The Idlewild idea treatment was so intriguing to the company that they just decided to wipe it all clear, and they were going to give the money just to making this happen. And then through the course of negotiations, Brian really having to write out a screenplay for like just a lot of stuff, we finally were able to shoot the movie in North Carolina, get it done. And part of it was just Dre needed something to look forward to after to finish up the music, so he knew he had to finish up the Love Below Speaker Box project so we could get to going to shoot the Idlewild movie.
But how does the concept of Idlewild come into play? Because like, it's one of the most incredible movies. I watch it to this day. How does the concept happen for it? You have this setting where it is. You have the storyline where it is. You have, just the music. Like, how does all that come to play? How does that? Who thinks of that from jump and makes that baby? Who makes that baby?
3000, Big, and Brian Barber. Kind of birthed the idea, put it all together, and that's their imagination. That's all their creativity.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, this shit was dope.
Like, Idlewild is one of my favorite shits, like, forever.
I like them kind of movies anyway. That shit, I just always
Yeah.
love them shits.
Now, you mentioned drugs.
Which one of you niggas got drugs?
Yeah, look, let's just ease into that real quick.
Transition.
Yeah, you mentioned drugs.
I was right over. Yeah, I think success is important. How'd you gain all the weight?
That's
That's what that nigga just did.
No, I ain't gonna do that. Not yet.
How'd you get
No,
all
but
the
you
way?
know, the thing about it is, honestly, man, like when here's the thing, you're managing.
Don't start slandering
No, hold
drugs,
on.
first of all.
You're
Okay.
managing. No, we're not gonna go there. But you're managing so many different types of personalities because of the roster. You're managing people that have different goals, different beliefs, different values, different reasons that they're in the business, right? Is there anybody that you dealt with that for a while, based off maybe their personality or maybe their presence or work ethic, that you thought might not make it?
Yeah, but not because of drugs.
Well, I know that.
Macy Gray,
Okay.
who I love, but Macy back when I was working with her and we started working, I think she was going through a lot, having to deal with like just dealing with the fame and the success coming at her so quickly, dealing with like some bipolar stuff like that. I think for her, it was I wasn't sure how she was going to navigate all of it and how she would come out. And it's like she's weathered it and she's flourished and she's actually. I was happy we could put her in Idlewild because she's an amazing actress.
Yeah, she did her thing in Training Day too.
I
She
was
good in that.
also available. I was just putting that out.
Oh,
No, on the days that they were shooting, I was doing nothing, actually. I was just putting that out there. I was doing nothing.
Could have been a boxer.
I could have been a contender.
Could have been in it.
Like, I was doing nothing. I just want to put that out there. My phone was on,
it was the one ringing is on.
ringer was on.
You was at the house and everything.
chilling. Chilling. Healed up from crashing the motorcycle. I was ready. Put me in, coach.
Well, you crashed the motorcycle?
Yeah.
It was actually
You
Blue's
going
motorcycle.
Yeah, we're gonna talk
No,
about
I mean,
this.
fuck it. The people
Yeah,
know.
I finally started to get over it. We're gonna just rip
Okay.
that wound back off.
Well,
Hey,
no, I'm talking about a different
hey,
motorcycle.
Tell him.
No, tell him about that. Yeah, let's go.
Tell him.
All right, well,
Fuck
dig
my
if
feelings.
you will the picture.
Fuck my feelings.
I thought you was over it.
I thought I was too. So you just brought it up. Shit.
My bad.
All right.
Wait, this is gonna be good. Let's go.
Well, okay, just in reality, it hurt me way more than it hurt you. Can we at least agree on that? Your pain is emotional, nigga. My fucking left arm. Every time it rains, nigga, it be like, remember you crashed that fucking motorcycle, dumbass.
What happened, bro?
Okay, dig if you will the picture.
Yeah.
So, it's a warm summer morning. Now, I've been up all night.
The birds are chirping.
Yeah, birds are chirping. but here's the thing. I've been up all night.
All night.
I was reading to this girl.
Right. Reading. You're reading to this.
Yeah, her sight was going. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to read the good book to you. So it's like 9 in the morning. Blue walks in the house. I'm like, what up, yo?
I'm coming from Bible study.
Oh, okay, got you.
She, huh?
Right.
So I'm like, what's those keys? He's like, oh, yeah, I rode my motorcycle. I'm like, let me see the keys. Now, let's stop right there. Hold on. Now, even he would have to agree.
This isn't gonna go well. Okay.
He bears some blame in this, and so do I, because when I said, let me see the keys, I was holding a bottle of vodka. And yet he still was like, yeah, here you go.
Oh.
And I think he realized it when I was halfway downstairs. So I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I just smoked some weed, drunk, been up all night. I got on shorts. I don't even think I had on a helmet. Mind you, it's a fucking 1300 Hayabusa. It's a fucking horse.
Oh, it was a Busa?
It's a horse.
You gave him the keys to a Busa for his
With a
first
bottle of
bike?
vodka in my hand.
Wait a minute, time out.
Wait.
Bro, I ride. And you gave him the keys to a Busa his first bike?
No, it's not that.
Listen.
This would be a whole different story on a different day at a different time of day. You got to take the variables into account. And so I get on the bike. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna ride to the store. Well, here's what my dumb ass did. I let the clutch out, but I thought I let it all the way out, and I didn't. So when I took my hand off, that shit was like, ring! So I heard the noise, and I'm on the ground, and I looked around. To this day, I don't know how the fuck I ended. Like, that shit was so quick.
Bro, Busa is...
Hold on. And the bike is that shit like, yeah, fuck you. This shit is rolling up the street. I go to get up. I'm like, ah, shit. My knee is fucked up. This arm is fucked up. It was some other shit fucked up. So I limp upstairs. I try to get this heavy ass bike while I'm bleeding. Try to put it back. I come upstairs. As soon as I open the door, this nigga's like, because he heard it. So he's looking at me like, yeah, this nigga's bleeding. It's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I'm like,
what
so-
I thought it was.
It was like telling the Fonz. Remember Happy Days when they had to tell the Fonz his bike?
It was exactly that.
But the difference is, I was bleeding. And that kind of took it down.
They couldn't show blood on TV back then.
Well, they showed blood in my house that day. He was like, nigga, you limping? What did you do? I was like, I don't know, but...
Yo, I take tremendous pride in having made some really, really smart decisions in my life. But this was by far the dumbest decision I've ever made in my life.
But without a dumb decision, what's a good decision? It's just a decision.
Yo, I don't even know what made me think, throw this nigga your keys.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Wait,
seeing
and remember,
him.
and I caught the keys and sat the liquor down.
And all of this, I do not know what mentally dismissed in my head.
Because it was supposed to happen. That's the only thing you can say. Am I right? It was supposed to happen. This is what I think. I think the good Lord Jesus Christ, that bike, you was gonna crash that bike and fuck yourself up.
You saved me.
It wasn't me. I was just a vessel.
Okay.
I let him use me.
Thank you.
Had it not been for me, we might not be sitting here right now.
Do you see?
But the bike would be nice and okay.
It might
Probably
because
still.
this
Would've
nigga,
hooked it up.
he don't ride a bike like You know, on TV when they be like, not your
No,
man.
nobody buys a booster for that. That's not a booster type of situation.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wasn't comfortable with him doing that.
A booster is to yeah.
Yeah, well, I
Booster's
wasn't
the
comfortable
boogie.
with the way
Yeah,
I
I
wasn't
hit my
comfortable
booster.
with his reckless
My
activity
booster-
on the motorcycle, and so I took action.
I rock out on my bike.
Yeah.
So
I was the manager.
yeah, he decided to take control of it. So
Now the rest of the shit that happened, I tell you that off the thing.
yeah, we can talk about that. Okay, we good.
There's more.
No,
There's nothing.
Nothing. Okay, fair enough.
With him, there's nothing.
Look, he still feels away about
but
that.
look, I still got the scars.
Right.
I still look at this burn mark came from it.
And he
I don't
still
know
owes
how-
me a new booster.
Yeah.
I do.
But
No, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna go Harley now. I'm getting older. I'm gonna.
There you
switch to
go.
Harley.
And then you could with the big saddlebag, you
With
could
the
blast
side
computer
things on the
love.
side, yep,
And you
I
could
can
blast
ride
computer
downtown.
love.
Yeah, I can do that. All
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait. I got the whole collection. Computer
Yeah.
love. I got all that stuff.
Microphone with the thing like this.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
for
you gotta
old
wear
people.
chaps. Yeah, we can be
I'm
on
not
now.
doing the microphone with the
Yeah,
thing on the
I
side.
mean, how they say we
Not the
on that.
hell no.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta have it.
I
You gotta
can't
have
do
leather
this.
I can't do that either.
You gotta
Yeah, I
have
can't
leather
do that.
chaps and a cinnamon stick in your mouth.
Nah.
How about a chew stick? Remember the joints we used to
Yeah,
get
that's a
uptown?
cinnamon stick. Yeah, the chew
Or,
stick.
or the
Okay.
African root. The
African root that
the
we
Afri-
showing? Yeah, I knew
That's
those.
what you
Niggas do
rock with.
realize that y'all both said the same thing. It's a cinnamon stick.
It's not a cinnamon stick.
Not a
It's
cinnamon
actual
stick
root from
everywhere.
a tree.
I
It
know.
doesn't taste like
It's just
cinnamon.
like a bark. Okay. I'm not gonna do this with y'all.
You see how you see? And you want to put him in Creed? No, it's he ain't got no composure. See?
Yeah, I got it.
See?
I see why.
Look. See?
This is why. This is why I work,
Boy,
that's
would
why
I
I
like-
work with more light skinned artists.
Whatever.
Boy, would I like throw some hot grits on you.
Yeah, well, we ain't gonna sit there and let you do it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna dodge
You
it.
ain't gonna stop me.
Yeah.
What you gonna do, nigga?
Blue, talk about the perception, man, that people have of management. And the reason I say that is because in the general public, right, people have an idea as to what they feel like a manager's job is versus what a manager's job actually is. What's the difference?
A lot of people, I tell people I'm a manager, especially like in the 90s and earlier. And people are like, oh, so you're a producer. I don't know how it gets switched into producer, but I think people think that the manager is just kind of just somebody that's just there. That they don't understand that, you know, you're the first person they call when they wake up. You know, you go through their lives with them, they're having their kids, their family problems, parental problems. Usually they're the first time they buy a house, first time they buy a car. Like there's a
DUIs, suspended license,
rape charges,
rape
it's
charges,
all types of things that come with the job that aren't in the contract. You know, and the problem
assault
is and battery,
yes, breaking and entering,
sodomy,
sodomy,
it's just things that
violating a restraining order
just multiple times.
multiple times.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Things that
Okay,
you should,
singing off key. My bad. We've gone too far.
the job is really a personal job, and it's such you, like I said, you have so many people that come for your necks,
Yeah.
and that you have to kind of fight off the rest of the world to protect your artists, and like you're taking those arrows. That's always some people. At the end of the day, as the manager, you stand in front of your artists and you take a lot of arrows.
Roger Goodell.
You got to protect the shield at all times.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks they can do your job better than you.
And everybody.
That's true, too. I've heard that too.
The moms, everybody got an
Everybody.
opinion. The boyfriend, NFL football player boyfriend, he
Yeah.
got an opinion. Your cousin.
My cousin that be hustling, but he's smart.
Well, he's smart
It's
with
that
it.
nigga.
Your aunt that had a failed attempt at home career, so she got it. Or your daddy who wanted to be a rapper,
Nigga
so
that
now
used to
he got an
manage-
opinion.
Nigga used to manage the Black Flames in
Yeah,
'93.
there's all types. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody knows more than you. But no one's there when it's failing. And you're the person that they call every day to reassure them not to give up, to get back in the studio, to do your
Them
best work.
conversations.
Yes, all that stuff you got to do. And when you come out and they come out on the other side and they start to hit that groove and the success starts to come, now people question your value, and now you know what I'm saying? Now you got to justify your commission.
Yeah.
And it just it's the type of job that it's high stress, can be considered low reward. When you get right and you get one right, it's a great living. The money's great. It's worth it. But so many people can stab you in the back in that scenario, and it hurts the most when it's the actual artist that stabs you in the back. But it's a strange situation because it just the artist in them prevents them from thinking it's their fault when things start to go whack.
Right.
It can never be that you made some bullshit.
Yeah,
that's the last thing an artist thinks.
Yes, it's not me.
These niggas ain't spending the money in the right place.
Yeah, that's not it.
Whole
You
song is
obviously
shit.
aren't working motherfuckers at the label hard enough. What the fuck is going on? These are all hits.
This shit is thriller, nigga.
These are all hits.
These are all hits.
No, nigga. I've seen niggas like, I've never been that. I've always had like maybe one song that I was like, this is the greatest shit ever. But what I always did is I'll add, because I don't have yes men around me. And if everybody in the room says the shit is not it, there's a song to this day. I did it in 1998. I was like, this is the greatest shit ever, right? I'm like singing that shit. I'm like, yo, check this out. Everybody, niggas like, it's all right. Oh, fuck you, nigga. Hey, yo, come here. After like the sixth person, I was like, well, just give me a copy.
Yeah, that's it.
And nigga, I rode around listening to that shit for months.
And you the only one with that copy still.
I'm the only one, but you got to eat that. It's other people that have a bunch of people. Yeah, that shit is dope. And then, now you fucked.
Now, yeah.
I have people that's like, yeah, that shit is terrible. I'm like, damn, you have to say it like that. I got feelings, nigga. But yo,
that is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Song, yes. Now they say it was the worst. They just like, it's all right. I'm like, nigga, what? This shit is Billie Jean, nigga.
Yes,
nigga. That shit was Billy Jack. But I loved it, and I still love it.
I can see that being a thing, though. You know what I mean?
You gotta know,
and you got to deal with all that.
You deal with all that, and you gotta you gotta keep your faces on. You got one face with the artist, one face at the label. Then you got to deal with your family stuff. Then you got a girl or whatever you got going on. You're trying to have a personal life, but it keeps falling in behind your attempt to help someone else's dream come true.
How do you deal with handling the stuff that you have to see as the manager that you wish you didn't see as a manager, and having you know what I'm saying, and having to
he has seen nothing.
Put that camouflage on, you know what I'm saying? Because really, in your position, you see everything that the artist is into that they may not supposed to be into, but you have to put that suit on to be like, yeah, that's.
And you got to make sure that shit don't get out.
Yeah, that's all I care about.
Yeah, how do you
give as long as it don't get out?
With the roster that you have, I know that you have a lot of experience with that. How do you handle that?
He caught one person, I can say the name, smoking crack with a midget and a goat in the room. True story. I'm not making this up.
Were they smoking crack too? Was the midget and the goat?
It was two midgets.
I don't know.
Two of them.
It was two midgets.
Oh, it was two
they
of
was
them?
all
Two
smoking crack.
midgets.
And I don't know what the fuck they was doing with this here goat.
The goat was definitely on crack.
Yeah.
It was definitely that. I don't have to. You know what? I started as a bodyguard. I started as a roadie, but I became a bodyguard for Jodeci.
And bodyguards see more than managers.
I did not know that.
As a bodyguard,
A bodyguard for Jodeci?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Swing mob.
That's a whole episode in itself.
Bodyguards
mob.
see more than managers.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
you think? Do
Yeah,
they?
I know
bodyguard
for a
sees
fact.
more
You know
than
why?
managers.
Because the manager's not always there. The bodyguard is always
And so
there.
I don't, as a manager, I'm home. I only hear about it when it goes terribly wrong.
Okay.
Or later, months later at a dinner, everybody's laughing and telling the story, and you're like, wait, when did this crazy shit happen? And
never
no one told
mind,
me?
never mind.
So you might, because I'm not on the road, but
Yeah,
the bodyguard.
managers see more. I mean, bodyguards see more than managers.
I know more.
'Cause
Like
they're there.
I know the time, how many like paternity tests we've gotten in the mail. Like I know the shit that really just between me and him. Yeah,
the bodyguard knows.
The bodyguard sees
that other shit that you
the
did.
shit that goes on in real life and everything. So for me, the bodyguard kind of I see everything but see nothing.
Right.
Not not me, my place.
How hard is that to do though when you start to care for the artists and you want them to grow and you want them to do well and you see them going down this rabbit hole of you already knowing what's about to happen because you've been there. How hard is that position to be in?
Management creed, manager's saying, motto, whatever you want to call it, number 110 is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Dig that.
I am a manager, which means I technically work for you. It's also basically in my contract that everything I'm giving to you is given to you under advisement.
Okay.
So if I'm advising you,
can do what
that
you want.
heroin is not good for you, or if I'm advising you that smoking isn't good for your singing voice.
Hey. We don't have to do that.
I'm advising you certain things, and you decide that you don't want to listen. I have to be realistic. If I think it's killing you, I've never had that situation, so I haven't had to deal with it because that's a different thing. If I think that you're using it to medicate other shit, then I'm gonna try and get you in therapy. I'm gonna try and do things to help you out. If I can't get you to stop, and that's your shit, and that's how you gonna rock out, then all I can
use
do,
it to our advantage.
huh?
You might as well use it to our advantage.
Rock with make what it is. Take out a life insurance policy, and hope that whatever happens, that we can get you to the other side of it.
And let's just hope the fucking music sounds good.
Yeah, like then because
Jimi
in your
Hendrix
mind
is
you gotta go, well, this train doesn't look like it's gonna end well. Let me
Right.
also start focusing on the kids or the next whatever you got next lined up. Because
I don't know what's happening here.
oh, that's me. Artists can.
Yeah, I don't know.
Artists doing something with your friend here. Hi, don't mind me. I'll hit you back when we're done.
You just gonna move when I was waving.
I
That's
know
twice.
you're waving. I'm sorry. That's twice. Okay. All right. Hit you later. I was like, I didn't know I picked up. So
You did. It was you. Don't you lie to me,
I
Soul
didn't
Train.
know. I didn't know. I think drugs for some artists are almost necessary for them. It's just you gotta kind of let. It's like you ever have any old family members that like they're older, but they've been drinking their whole lives,
Yeah.
and then the doctor tells them they gotta stop drinking, or they like you make them stop drinking, and he dies 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That's
George
kind of like
Burns
that.
drank for 100 years.
Yeah, just be going like some talent. That's part of where they reside at. Until case since 1997, like smoking
95.
isn't good for the throat, but somehow it doesn't affect him.
Right.
So you was like, in this instance, he was right.
Right.
Like he
Not
was like,
necessarily right.
Right.
I was unwrong.
he was unwrong on it. And
But
so,
you know what? To piggyback off what you said, I was talking to I think it was Andre Harrell one time, and he was saying, which is true, the best art comes from pain. And these artists that you see that are dealing with substance abuse, if they weren't artists, they'd just be regular people on the same drugs because
Okay.
they still have the same pain.
Good point.
And I
Okay.
think that because people, how come all these artists are on drugs and this and that? Because they're people in pain. If they weren't artists, they'd just be the nigga at your garbage man who's on drugs because you still have the same pain.
But does it ever get to a point where it's scary? Does it ever get to a point where you're like, okay, this is gonna cost not only his career but possibly life? Have you ever had to witness that? Like, where does that come into play?
I mean, for me, nah. God, knock on wood, man. I never lost an artist. I never lost an artist going too far down that road that like I never had somebody get to a point where I really had to go snatch them by their throat,
Okay.
and take them to get some help. I mean, there would have been, like I said, everything's kind of always been recreational, lifting up to a higher ground. I haven't had like that level of problems that I was aware of.
Okay.
Closest you came to losing the artist was that goddamn motorcycle.
And you shooting yourself.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I can't forget
I
that.
forgot
part.
I shot myself.
You around for that?
Yeah.
Let me tell you the
Yeah.
funny shit. Wait. Can I tell you the funny? Oh, you know that was February 5th, 2002. So my birthday was coming up.
Birthday's
Yeah.
okay.
So dig if you will the picture.
This dude with these dates.
No,
man.
it's the.
I don't know how he
You
does
wouldn't
it.
remember the
I
day
don't
that
know
you
how he
almost
does it.
blew your head off by mistake?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No,
That's true.
If not, you don't fuck with your head like that.
That's
But
actually that's a good point.
It was the night Tom Brady had just won his first Super Bowl in New Orleans. So my girl calls, and this is the funniest shit. Now I'm in here, I got a bullet hole, the ambulance. My girl said that she called Blue's phone, and he was like, because it was the middle of the night. He's like, yeah, hold on. Yeah, talk to her. And then nigga went back to sleep. He's like, I can't do this right now.
yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, it was the night after Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl.
Wow.
I was, yeah. It was a stone gas.
Yeah, that story is something different.
But yeah, those are the worst. Like you get. I think I think part of I've been really lucky with too is I know when to get the hell on.
That's where I was going to go next. I was funny you said that because I was going to transition to that. There has to be a point at which you say, you know what? Yeah, this isn't going to be advantageous for neither one of us. When do you know that?
When you don't want to answer their calls anymore. That's usually my telltale sign. When I don't want to answer the phone anymore. Yeah, when you start looking at the phone like, Jesus, this nigga again. He's still alive. What?
This nigga here.
Right.
You're like,
this is Blue. I'm not here right now.
There's an artist that I managed that I won't even get into the name, but
3 guesses.
He wakes up 3, 4 o'clock. This is the time he wakes up every day. 3, 4, 5, because he's been in the studio all night long or whatever. And like when he would call, you'd see the phone, and like every ounce of spirit would just leave your body because this nigga was gonna get on the phone and be complaining about this and mad about that and not wanting to do this and why are we doing that and it was just gonna be the most draining call of your day.
Was it Debbie Downer?
Time to walk around. Yeah,
Downer.
It's time to walk away from that. You want an artist that you want to talk to still. Like,
yeah.
You, like now, some artists make you not want to talk to them because they just are annoying as hell, and so. But you still got to do it. But
they insist on themselves.
Yeah, you sort of deal with them once a day. At some
like
point.
the niggas that haven't accomplished shit but walk around like they like they George Michael. Like I know niggas like that.
Not George Michael.
Niggas walk around like they Prince. Nigga, you made a demo, nigga. Yeah. Stop it. Why are you doing this? Nigga, do you know we can hear what you have been working on, nigga?
Give us a couple of artists that you've worked with, man, that stick out to you because they were really, really motivated.
Duh. I mean, it need to be said, but I'm sure it needs to be said for his ego.
Case, no, I have no ego.
Of course.
I have no ego.
But you gotta give examples though, because
But no, what I will say is when I was going through my period of I'm about to just quit this music shit, he was on the phone with me every day like, nah, nigga, you just gotta do this and this and that. And I'd be like,
now when is this?
lying to me? Well, remember once I left Def Jam, I was like, fuck it. And remember I didn't do anything from like 2004 to 2009.
Right.
I was just partying.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I don't even know what to do. Just fuck it. He's like, no, all you got to do. But the best part about him is he would say that, I don't know if he did or not, but the nigga would say it like he really believed it. And he would say it so matter of fact, I'm distraught. Like, yeah, I just can't. He's like, well, the reality of the situation is all you got to do is this. And I'm like, well, he said that real matter of fact. I feel stupid as shit. And it like we would have those, and it was over a course of years. I'm like, why is this nigga so matter of fact? I'm fucking distraught here. I'm like, Blue, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, all you gotta do is go in there and just do the thing.
Right.
Call me when you're done. I'll call you when I'm done.
Another one of the jobs of a manager is, being a motivator, right?
And to make you feel like you're ridiculous.
Yeah.
You gotta I like to say you gotta know your personnel.
Yeah.
And you gotta know like management is like boxing. And styles make fights.
Yep.
And in the management side of the table, you have managers that are nurturing or mothering and really kind of have that approach. You have some managers that are distant, like absentee parents. Like the artist never even sees them. It's kind of a phone relationship and they do whatever they do. It's no kind of connection. Then you got managers that were the homeboys that came up with them and they're kind of learning as they go and stuff like that. And so sometimes those styles have to mix and match for it to work good. Me and Nas worked together maybe a year or whatever, because from a style standpoint, it wasn't the perfect blend.
Okay.
Like what he needs and how I do it kind of different. Outkast, I was with 12 years. Case, I've been with forever. Like the artists I work with, Nick Cannon, forever. Like
it's like coaches. You can't coach everybody the same.
Yeah, you
got to manage people
because everybody doesn't receive it the same.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm a little more aggressive and harsh because I'm just who I am. Like I don't feel like I don't even want to baby somebody. Like I gotta tell them nicely. What you found me. I didn't go find you.
But that was it right there. But what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Like
you didn't have to say it like that.
I
have feelings.
We doing shit. We got things we gotta do. Let's get to it. We're here to get to this money.
Yeah.
So, but styles make those fights. Like certain artists receive that well. It's like coaching, like you said. Certain plays you got to coach this way. Certain you got to ride. Certain management's the same thing. You got to be able to read where you are with it, push, not push, like because you got to understand. Artists are some of the most insecure creatures that you're ever gonna deal with, and so it's a delicate balance that you have to, because you want that thing, that insecurity that makes them a star on the stage or makes them so, you gotta feed that but protect it, do all that. So it's an interesting relationship that you have, and that's why it, like for managers, it hurts so much when like you get cut off over something stupid or whatever, because you've put so much into the relationship.
Has that happened to you?
What? Shit, every week. God damn. Nigga, seems like every time I turn around that,
Well, the reality of the situation.
you get fired. Like the day, like I told Seuss this a long time ago. The day you get hired is a countdown to the day you're gonna get fired. We all get fired. Some last longer, like Tom Brady, and some are gone after the first year. Like, what was my man? The Raiders? The Raiders drafted, that was the worst quarterback drafted ever.
Oh, Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. He fucked us all up for a while.
Yeah, that's what
like, they were like, see? Fucking niggas.
Yeah. Can't give them money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get that version of it. So, you learn to, you get PTSD.
Right.
Over time, if you keep doing the same thing, it's basically insanity. I keep going to work for people that I know are going to fire me. I don't know when they're going to fire me. I don't know like how much I'm going to make in it. It's not even no guarantee. I'm really jumping in like, ooh, I hope I can make some money with this person.
Yeah.
I might make nothing. I might actually be $25,000 in the hole because it took 18 months for you to break. And as you're finally breaking, your new boyfriend said he can get you to Scooter Braun. And so fuck my 18 months of being there, riding with you, carrying you on my back, running the buildings, getting people to fuck with you and all that shit. You skip over to Scooter Braun for management. Now I don't even get the money that I was working way too. So it's a insane job to actually want, and people jump in here because again it's a low point of entry. They think it's cool, and most of them
think it's easy.
Leave in a body bag. I'm 30 years in. I've been managing 25. It's not a lot of me's running around.
Right.
Like I've seen a lot of come, and I've seen a lot of go.
Right.
Me too.
So,
oh my God.
What questions should artists ask managers when they trying to, before they sign with them?
thank you, strange voice from out of nowhere.
Disembodied voice. Disembodied voice.
The ghost of guest host past. What questions should artists ask managers? There's 3 types of managers that you can get. Get your pens. This is like classic lesson. You can get a manager that's he's never worked with anybody, but is green as hell, but will run through brick walls for you, will run into a burning building, will kill for you. Mm-hmm. You can get a manager like me, uber powerful, everybody knows me, get anybody on the phone, done it over and over again, but probably won't have time for you, like somebody, I'm gonna have a day-to-day person working on you, but you get the power of having someone like me to help move and get you on TV and stuff like that.
Right.
And then in the middle is the kind of person that maybe has some experience, maybe they worked at a management company, they have some relationships, but you'd still be a priority in their roster, and you know they might be able to get you to that next level as well. So you'll get enough attention, but they're not powerful enough. But like, you know, it's right in the middle of the other one.
Yeah.
So as an artist, you have to figure out what you need. Are you self-sufficient enough with making your music and doing certain things, and you got your visions that you can fuck with me? Because I'm the When the record's done, let's say what we're gonna do. I'm gonna lay out a plan. We're gonna talk. The plan's gonna be executed like this. Hike, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Because I'm expecting you to hold your part up. I'm gonna hold my part up. Boom. Or do you need somebody that got more time because you feel like you need to be more connected to your management and manager on this side and do certain things a certain way and want to be in there with the label with them? Or do you just want that kid that don't know nothing that's just gonna kill till as he figures it out? He's gonna make mistakes. He's gonna fuck up your whole career, but he's always gonna go. You know, he's gonna be loyal. He's gonna be that. Your personality, ego, also got to decide which one you get.
Right.
You know, when you can get lucky, you can get somebody that maybe you start with the young dude that'll kill for you, and then with some luck, you can get to me. And then I'm willing to co-manage with him, and now you get the best of both worlds.
There you go. Okay.
You know, so somebody that's talking to managers, you ask him about their experience. Who else have you managed? Have they managed artists that are like you? Never understood, like, people come to me, and I'm like, why do you want me to manage you? I've never managed a cellist. Like, stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nigga, is that a trombone, nigga? What am I gonna do with
Yeah,
this?
that's a good point, man.
like,
And people like to go for the most high-powered manager they can find, cause then no, you're gonna fall through the cracks, cause you're not gonna be important.
Right.
unless you make yourself important.
Right, but you know how hard that is when somebody has, like, imagine you had Outkast at the top of their game and all these people at the top of their game and this new nigga. He's gonna fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
And some have. Because I'm not perfect. There's artists
But
gotta
that's not
fall
even
into the
perfect.
crack.
It only makes sense that you chasing waterfalls.
Yeah.
Like you.
And it's a cycle. Management companies go in cycles historically. You start off small, you get big. When you get big, you grow. You take on other managers, you take on other clients. Eventually, you get too big. The artists start eating themselves, and then they start eating you and want to leave. And then it's kind of just how the cycle goes. Because if you're good and you want to grow your business, when you get hot, here's the best example. Artists are like hookers.
Oh, whoa, okay. Let's go. Yeah, we're here now. Let's go. Let me. Okay. Let's go. Come on. I'm with this. Come on. Cause I'm an honest hoe, and all my hoes is honest. Yeah, no, cause I've never heard this. Let's go. I thought I was a pretty upstanding guy. Apparently, I sell dick. Let's go. Somebody got to do it. Okay, so artists are like hookers. You sure will. Sure. No. We're not gonna ring this bell. Let this man. I got to hear it. Matter of fact. Yeah. Go ahead. That didn't take anybody else's back. I'm a whore. Wow. Wow. Y'all niggas acting like it's me. I got to hear this. Okay. No. Okay. Artists are like hookers. Let's go. Yeah. Now, are they like hookers or like a $2 hoe? Because a $2 hoe ain't got no limits. All right, hookers. Boom. You want a date? Let's go.
Oh gosh.
Oh, no.
When I say that, I mean that hookers see a pimp treating his hoes better, and they all want to go over and be with that pimp.
I felt like there could have been a better example. I think you just wanted to call me a whore. That's what it feels like. Like you could have said anything, but hooker. And I was just starting to rebuild my self-esteem. Like, nigga, like you a trick, a toy.
Actually, but hold on though. That's a fair point that he just made though. Like I understand what he's saying.
I agree.
Yeah.
I just feel like it could.
Why? Here's the thing.
You could have said like kindergarten kids. They playing with a toy till they see. Then they want that toy. Straight to hooker.
But it doesn't work because why do they want that toy?
Because somebody else has it and they think it's better. Same thing.
But
I like the hooker situation better.
Hooker, you get it right. Hooker is so much easier.
Yeah, let's go.
Listen, I'm just trying to feel better about me.
I understand. I got it. And it's just the nature of the game. You're gonna grow, and when you grow, there's gonna be unhappy people. You know,
Hookers.
And now you're losing your hoes.
Damn, nigga. I mean, hey, your bitch shows me, nigga.
Yo, we got to get Case a therapist after this. Case gonna do the counselor after this.
Nah, I don't know. There's no telling where I might go now. I got to sit with this. Wow.
Case though, but talk about that though. Like, let's be honest.
Talk
Over
about
the wait.
Talk
Watch
about
this.
what?
Watch this. So you're 6 years in now, right? 26. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 27 years. 27. 27 years in. And
so I've been home for 27 years.
That qualifies as the old hoe.
Does he have a point in terms of from an artist standpoint?
Yeah. Because people always, well, not all artists feel like this, but not all artists feel like this. You have to agree with that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times they do be like, what? Damn, that nigga over there, he sold $4 million. Yeah. I need to go over there.
Yeah.
Not realizing that you're building to that. Like, I think a lot of times with artists, and I've been guilty of this, it's like, nigga, why I don't have this? I should have this now.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, us hookers, we get like that sometimes. He does have a point.
Yeah.
Because it's like, damn, them niggas, they on Jay Leno? Never been on Jay Leno.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Yo, call me.
Right.
So that does happen.
Because the inner competitor kicks in. You're like, well, I should be.
But you also, sometimes you're not making.
Your journey is your journey.
Your journey is definitely your journey.
Yeah.
And your records may not be journeying with that record's journey.
And
Right.
even if they are, that's not your journey.
Might not be your journey.
You'll get there. That's the best thing you can learn as an artist is patience. Well, and to fucking listen to somebody sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm good at listening.
Yeah.
I'm not. Nah, I don't listen to you.
He's not a bad listener.
No, I'm not a bad listener. Now, sometimes I don't like it. I'll be like, this is bullshit. And then I go in the room and be like, yeah, he right about that shit. But I ain't let him know that I was listening. It's the small victories for us hoes.
As we continue to celebrate 50 years of hip hop and the birthday and all that, talk about the development and the progress that you've seen from when you started and take us up to now in terms of the difference in not only importance but in notoriety and the talent that you've seen grow, especially when it comes to exposure, when it comes to radio, when it comes to the way that the game has changed and evolved. Talk about that, because you have a roster where you got artists that were huge in the 90s and that was kind of their pinnacle. You have artists that were huge in the 90s, early 2000s and are still kind of going, and you have everything in between. So talk about that.
So I'm born and raised in the Bronx, New York. I was born on Sedgwick Avenue. Sedgwick, if you know, is the birth of hip hop.
Dig that, yep.
So to me, I miss hip hop as it comes. I was in the parks, on fences, watching battles. Like, I watched Slick Rick and Dougie battle in the parks. Like, that's what I come from. So hip hop to me is just a part of who I am, as much as anyone that happens. I had the opportunity to work with Queen Latifah and Flavor Unit, and so I got a chance to be around the whole Native Tongue Collective, to be the tribes and see all that was happening. Naughty gave the Fugees like kind of their first tour opportunity, so I was able to watch the Fugees kind of on their first run. Lauren kind of in the infancy of what Lauren became, and then know them when they dropped the Fugees, the album, and sold 12 million, blew up and took over the world. I watched Naughty by Nature, Hip Hop Array all over the world, and just languages people don't understand. I was at the Tunnel in New York the night DMX first performed, and it felt like he lifted off the ground. And see,
hey, yo, bitch.
I've watched hip hop grow from the Bronx to the East Coast to the Midwest and the South, and I've watched hip hop influence the whole world at this point. I've been in Japan,
The Japanese Wu-Tang Clan. Which
Wu-Tang Clan.
Awesome.
I've been in a club in Japan called Harlem that is 5 floors of just hip hop. But I just like, they're playing hip hop. So when you, wherever you are, you can tell where you are based on how the DJ plays. So when I'm in the South,
Facts.
I'm going to hear more Southern music.
Absolutely
when I'm out
right.
West, I'm going to hear more West. I'm in New York. You know, where you are is going to affect their life.
Yep.
When you're someplace like Japan and there's no coast, you just hear it. Like the hip hop, the mixes, the remix, the shit they play that we don't play over here that you're like, yo, like the shit is just, but to be able to stand in that and see the influence of hip hop. To be in Chicago and watch Eminem perform for 105,000 people in Grant Park, to watch him do Lose Yourself and see like the crowd lift up on as he does it.
Shit's magic.
To have been in Union Square the night Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff performed there, and Jazzy did the Transformer scratch, and to see that kid turn into Will Smith.
Yeah.
To see Queen Latifah, and a iconic rapper who was only a gold artist, like as a rapper, become like what she's become, to the empire that she has, to have the number, like last year at one point, it might still be, to have the #1 television show in actually the world at one point. It was like, it's
and
crazy.
Never respond when I used to shoot my shot.
And I'm sure she's regretting that right now.
She has to be. How could she not?
It's logical. I think when you go,
the fire's not out. The fire's not out.
When you go from, when you watch hip hop, when you watch Outkast and the South go from 69 Boys, Luke, freaking DJ Screw in Houston, all the Quad City DJs, all that, to Future and Little Baby, and you've seen that grow.
I think you just on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, when you see just the effects, when you realize that when you're laying in bed now, you used to know every commercial that had a hip hop beat or an artist in it, because it was when LL had that Gap commercial, we must have all been sitting around the TV. Yeah. Like, because it was oh shit. Like
when Run DMC first had the Adidas, we was like, that's the greatest shit ever.
When it was happening, it was random. When Busta got the Mountain Dew shit, all that.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Now,
when Heavy D had the Sprite.
Heavy D had the Sprite one.
Yep.
Now, Jesus Christ, it feels like it's just Culture Vultures and coming. Every commercial is a beat. I'm like, why is there a hip hop beat on a diapers commercial?
Yeah, the Pampers commercial.
The Pampers commercial is a whole rap.
Yep.
But the growth, the culture has grown so tremendously, has affected the world in such amazing ways. And now to see us kind of in a place where we kind of got to what we wanted to be. We wanted to be relevant. We wanted to be the #1 music. We wanted to be all that shit. And now kind of wasting it away.
Yeah.
Now kind of not doing anything to advance the culture anymore.
Yep.
Now just kind of getting on to get on and floss and still be gang banging while I got a successful record label, not having enough sense to get the fuck up out the game. The idea was to get out of the game.
Yep.
At what point was the idea to be some drug lord and the head of a record label?
Right.
At the same time.
One was always supposed to get you out of the other.
And to rap about the drug lord shit that you're doing.
We're not even going to talk about these goofy little niggas that think they need to put everything on the fucking record or shoot it on YouTube and shit.
Yeah, this is the only generation, I was saying this the other day, that will commit 8 felonies, record the felonies, and then post them.
Themselves.
We don't
even got to wait for the cameras no more. These cats be posting their own stupidity that shit. Sometimes the cops is watching it with us.
I'm like,
oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's a new, I want to be famous. It's just, I don't got to be good. I just got to catch a vibe, be lucky. And woe is me. Don't pick on me. And don't don't attack me. It's just, it's a different time, but it's still all hip hop. Mm-hmm. Our influence is so vast, like there's no part of this planet that hip hop hasn't touched. You know, when it was working right, and it still does, it was actually bringing blacks and whites together, just like rock and roll did. They had to slow that down. You know, same reason people wondering why they're doing all this pushback on critical racial theory and stuff like that is because the hip hop movement spawned Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And when we were protesting the George Floyds and all that, they saw too many of their own kids in that crowd.
And remember how quick they got rid of groups like X-Clan and shit like that? They got that shit out of there.
You got to get that positive out. So when these people see their kids, that they're sending University of Georgia, that they're sending to LSU, that they're sending all these University of Florida.
What are you marching with
them out
niggas?
there marching,
With the
supporting
damn
Black
with
Lives
the niggas?
Matter? Oh,
Yeah.
now you're going too
And they
far.
voted for Trump?
Yeah, now this you've gone too far. We got to this hip hop, this culture is indoctrinating our children. It's being used to funnel the gay movement. It's being and unfortunately, I'm not gonna lie, it is. We have fallen into the trap. We took our eye off the prize, and we didn't realize that Universal Music Group and Weas and the Sonys and them were owned by multi-conglomerate companies
And
that
they don't
also
give a fuck.
invested, but were also
prisons.
deeply invested in the industrial prison system. So those same powers that be that build these prisons and need these prisons to be filled for them to make their money
It's a cycle.
own the record labels that are putting out the music that are making our kids think that it makes sense to film themselves committing crime, that it makes sense to get on the record and say the shit that you're actually doing in the street.
And for them, it adds up to money.
It's all money for them because they're going to make the money on us rapping and doing the shit, and then they're going to make the money when we do the stupid shit that we're rapping about, and they send us to prison.
And as far as they're concerned, there's no loss because it's only us. It's not the
And
white
it's
kids.
all money, and
It's,
that's
and
what
it's
it
all
is.
us. There's
But,
no loss for them.
we were starting to lose some of the white kids to the movement, so now I got to stop teaching you your history or teaching you, because if we stop teaching them about black people's history, then our kids won't be sympathetic to them, and they'll only know
Right.
what they get brainwashed by watching Fox News and
Right.
crime and regular TV, which only shows us a certain way. So if we take back this and we put it back in this box and we don't teach them anything about that, we can kind of maybe keep our kids over here on this side of the track and work with it. So as a hip hop community, we failed tremendously in policing ourselves. We failed tremendously in unifying our power. We failed tremendously at being the force for change and good, but controlling the process, not letting other people
I
control
have a
it.
question. Do you think that part of the responsibility for that is when people like Russell and stuff like that sold the companies to the conglomerates because there was no leadership anymore?
I think that where we are now is because the LAs and the Russells and all them sold their companies and flipped it. I think that the problem is all of them come from nothing.
Right.
All of them came from no
So they're
money.
gonna take
And so,
the bag.
like, none of us had ever had money. So when they come and offer you $300-400 million for your
taking that
company,
shit. Yeah.
you're like, oh,
and
this
you're not
is,
thinking long.
you're not
this is gonna happen.
you're not thinking where all this is gonna go, and so your decisions are kind of also based on, like I said, your socioeconomic background. If you come from nothing and somebody offers you that money,
And you feel like
was
you've
your
done
goal, and was that only your goal? Because I was saying to someone not long ago, the messenger is as important as the message.
You're absolutely right.
C. Dolores Tucker was 100% right. She was the horrible messenger. We all hated her.
Right.
Everybody in hip hop. C. Dolores Tucker
And we didn't
was the most
listen to what
hated
she was saying.
chick because she was the wrong messenger. But if you were to go back and listen to what she was saying then, and you juxtapose it against today, she was 100% right.
Yeah.
She wasn't wrong. She was the wrong messenger. And
was
I
the
think the problem is that we've let those people create a space where all of our heroes and leaders are somehow that the artists and the athletes have become the people that are supposed to be our leaders, and
we ain't.
they are the speaking for us when stuff goes down.
Because outside of Killer Mike, we are not.
Yeah, and so we're not vocal, we're not doing as much now. Kids of hip hop, people that grew up hip hop are doing it. Tamika Mallory and all them, they're out there doing it. But the artists, I was so disappointed that during the pandemic, while artists were at home, had all this creative time, they could have been doing anything they wanted. They should have. I was disappointed twice. One, Because while all that was happening, while George Floyd was happening, all this stuff is going on, Black Lives Matter, not one of these rappers, not one of these artists put out anything positive or like kind of pushing back on some Public Enemy or some Ice Cube or any type of vibe. Nobody had that because rapping is not what we do now. We just kind of vibe. And then the second part is, I thought we would get such an amazing wave of good music after the pandemic because artists had been in their houses and they creatively, I'm like, yo, they got to be ready to go.
Artists was in there going batshit crazy like everybody else was.
Artists was going crazy too.
And about what you said, I saw somebody say the other day that it used to be illegal for slaves to read, and now they're making it illegal for you to read about slaves.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're not. It's all planning.
Welcome to America.
Yeah, it's all planning. Like, but I think hip hop, the culture, has employed more people and empowered more people to get out of the ghetto and create better lives for their family and do everything. I hate though that basically it's hip hop or sports that are the two main ways that a lot of our people see to get out of the ghetto and to get out of stuff. I hate that that's kind of a few of us get lucky and become, $100 million ball players and Rihanna and Beyonce and those, but they dangle them in front to so many that everybody still wants to be. I can get the lucky lottery ticket.
We need way more lawyers and
we need
doctors
we need more therapists.
Shit.
We need more black therapists. We need more doctors. We need more lawyers.
We don't need no more fucking rappers. We
definitely don't need no more rappers. Matter of fact, the rapper line is closed. You can't just close the line for a minute. And
all the microphones
all the
been
mics
occupied.
We need more real people. We need more pilots. There's about to be a shortage of pilots. We need pilots.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna be like, wait, what do you mean shortage of pilots? No, they need more pilots, and so
You only need 100 hours.
go get your pilot license.
All you need is 100 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, you should have been said that. That's all I need?
What do you mean that's all you need?
To be a pilot.
Listen, if you ever get on a plane and you see Case is the pilot, do not throw him the keys.
No,
Don't
let
be
me tell you. Now let me tell you.
Me.
Now, no, let me tell you. Let me tell you the
Yes.
thing. If you get on the plane and you see me, you know you're gonna be all right. I done shot myself in the throat, still here. Crashed the motorcycle. At worst, you're gonna hit turbulence. You can be like, damn, but we made it. Get on one of these other niggas. Bye-bye.
That's his sales pitch. I'm telling you, if you see him on your plane, turn around.
All right. You gonna fuck around and miss and shit. This that good shit. This the hooker. This the hooker you need to ride with, baby.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, let's be real. How them niggas say keep it real, that real.
Keep it real. I'm just saying, I don't know personally if I want to see you flying me around.
Okay, you don't have to see. I'm gonna close the door. Go sit down and buckle your shit and pull your seat back up, nigga.
Buckle your shit.
Yeah, buckle your shit.
Buckle your shit up.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna have none of this bullshit back here now.
Make me come back there.
Yeah, wait till I get these 100 hours. Where you gotta,
Where you got it?
What's the link?
Try to get the website.
What's the link to it?
Cause nigga, this is an easy pivot.
Man, let me know what airline hires you so I can adjust.
No, and I'm gonna wear a disguise.
You showing up.
I'm gonna be like Bobby Valentine with the glasses and the mustache. You'd be like, hey, how you doing? You get on the plane. You get on there. Yeah, this me, nigga. Give me that walkie-talkie.
Okay.
You really be picking on Bobby Valentine, yo. He's like,
no, the manager, the Mets. Remember, he got kicked out the game.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay.
See, now what type of shit was you on? Yeah, see, that's how shit gets started.
That's how rumors get started.
For those that are looking for the proper management, the proper leadership in today's climate, right? What's the recipe?
Shit. Let me know if somebody tells you. I think the recipe is still the same. You got to find somebody that believes in you, someone that's excited about wanting to work with you. That's the first step. And you can try big, medium, small. Like, you can see who you can get excited about your music. Also, show the initiative. Like, your manager's not here to do everything. Social media is your biggest tool. Nowadays, if I see an artist and it doesn't look like they're willing to do the social media work, they're not posting, they're not doing stuff, it's a turnoff because is that going to change? Now that I'm managing you, damn near gonna expect me to do that.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
Social media, like artists have never had as much access and control of their audience as they do now. And the smart ones use it perfectly. But if you don't do it, you're handicapping yourself. It's going to be impossible for us to make any money because if you're not handling social media, it's in this world, it's crazy. So what you're looking for is you would like to find somebody that maybe if you have a manager, find somebody that has some maybe social media, some digital savvy, digital marketing, find somebody, even if you just find somebody you trust and you like, but let them be good at something. I'm just saying, you're putting your life in this person's hands. Either let them be good at math. If they're not good at math, okay, so we're an accountant. They're
You're the logical one. Yeah, somebody got to be the logical one.
Yeah, but they're good at reading, so you know they're going to actually read the contracts. Or, you know what, they got OCD, so you know things going to be like, but find somebody that has something that they're lending to you and managing you.
All about moving forward.
Yeah, like and you know, like I said, ask questions. And anybody that's managing you that doesn't like you asking questions or like acts like you're bothering them when you ask questions, that's not the manager for you.
My office hours. Yeah, one of them niggas.
Yeah, like you should be able to ask questions. You trying to figure this out, and there's such thing as a stupid question, because if this is your first time down this road, you got questions. Don't be with people that don't like to answer your questions. Don't let like people that you're supposed to be doing business with send you their lawyers.
Dummy.
Like if you sign into somebody, don't let him pick your lawyer for you, and don't let you use his lawyer. Go find your lawyer, take a minute, go sit with 2 or 3 lawyers, and figure out somebody's going to look out for your best interest. Every time I turn around, artists, his man's handled the lawyer for me, so he did it. And I'm like,
you know that nigga's a paralegal, right? He's not a lawyer.
Yeah, so, you know, those are things that you do first. You know?
Some gems from Blue. Listen, in order for you to appreciate your journey.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
Write that down. Write that down.
I'm
on something.
In order for you to appreciate your journey, you have to define your journey. In order for you to do that, you have to make sure you have the proper people in your circle, the proper people that are behind you. A great conversation. This is a priceless conversation that we had today with a person who's been in this for a very long time and been largely successful at it. And that's the whole point of the Kickback Podcast. Blue, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
This has been awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you coming through. Case, I appreciate you on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The rest of the days, I ain't really fucking with you like that.
I can accept that. I can accept that.
We'll see you next week. We'll see you next week on the Kickback Podcast.
I am a hooker.